We are charting the higher octave. My guest today was back on the show, maybe like the third, fourth time, something like that.
Yeah.
Jean-Marc Lederman and Emileigh Rohn, the Rohn-Lederman duo, the dark electronic duo, who are two different worlds, but on one planet. There we go. How's that? That's a great introduction, right? With your
Yes, so
Cool.
far
latest
it's only
album,
one planet. Yeah.
and it's called Forbidden.
Yes.
Well, thank you for staying up. Well, it's not kind of late up there, is it? What time is it over there in Belgium?
3 in the morning.
No,
What's
no, no. See, he likes to sound all the time.
Now it's 8 o'clock.
It's not 3 o'clock. I would
I'm
never
sorry.
do anything
I can
like
be
that.
really gothic and dark and somber and not making a joke if you want.
I have never done an interview. I would always look at the time if it's that late because I know nobody's focused at that point.
What if it was that
yeah.
late? Yeah, I would have told you it's a bit late for me.
Mhm.
I,
But
I I think the earliest I've ever done was like 6 in the morning for
Oh,
me,
wow.
just so
that's
that I can align with the other person that lives in parts of somewhere in Europe.
Yeah.
Then
Wow.
there was no other way to do it around. This is the time, kind of like the forbidden time.
It's the forbidden interview.
But for me right now it's only 8 in the morning, which is okay. I'm awake anyway. Except I had a late night last night, but I'm awake.
Oh,
But and then I know Emily's in between, so and you're all the way in
yeah,
Detroit, and there's a lot of good bands that come out of Detroit.
sure.
I think
It's a good mix. It's a
Zombie
good
Girls
mix
in
of
Detroit.
styles
Yeah,
out
I think
here.
Zombie Girls in Detroit, right? I don't know,
Oh, I don't even know.
well, Iggy Pop and the Stooges guys. Come on.
Detroit. Yeah.
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 Right before I recorded this, we were talking about that beautiful iguana in the background.
Iggy.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
He's our
Iggy.
mascot for the album.
Okay, just for the album.
Yeah.
No, I had to ask if it was real or not because everything is so like I can't tell anymore what's real and not. It's kind of like
No, that's really iguana. It's a picture of a real iguana, but that's a real one. Yeah.
oh, okay, okay. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about was this album. So this is going to be your fifth studio album together, right? Would that be right? Because I know
Yeah,
this is the
except that Apollo Chariot was more like a remix album.
yeah, that was the
So
first one.
let's say that this is our fourth album, but still, it's a lot of
Yeah.
it's a lot of music.
But you could call Black and Blue too. Yeah. That was a double album. So
So that's the fifth.
depending on
Yeah.
your math, you could call it five.
So it's our fifth or sixth album. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Depending.
and I'm so glad you guys are still collaborating together. You know, even though you're in two, you're you're like the opposite planet, opposite side of the world.
Right. Yeah. The planet's small for us. So
And that's what makes it so easy for now, right? Just to internet and all that stuff. Let me ask you a question. Have you guys ever met in person yet?
no.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
It's like summoning somebody from another planet. I mean, it just seems that way. But are you guys? I'm sure you guys are gonna meet at some point, right?
No, we've got a restraining order.
No, seriously. I mean, really, you guys
No,
should.
seriously, we've got a 7,000 kilometers restraining order.
And
Yes.
I bet Emily wants to go and check out your board, John.
My what?
You know,
His modulatron.
yeah, your.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, that gives. I would like to go check that out. I got
everybody is
nostalgia.
welcome.
Yeah. And it's ever changing. He's like always rearranging it. So
Yeah, I mean,
different
that's the
sounds.
fun thing with modulars is that, once you get bored with a module or two, you just change them.
Oh
You
yeah.
sell them back, you sell them, and you get new ones in.
Mm. How do you do that? I have to. Can you explain a little bit about that? Because it looks amazing. So that's
What
a
it is just, I mean, it is just a synthesizer cut to its earlier function. Like you have one VCO, which is the base, more or less the base of a sound. You have filters. You have one filter, or you have five filters, like on the modulation, the envelope, and everything is just cut down to its barest. I would say first thing it does, is just a filter will filtering and stuff like that.
mm,
So it's like you can have access to all the elements of the sound by all the little connection. You
So
can't
you,
see them.
you have to plug it in and plug it out, that
Yeah,
kind of
you have to connect a little cable, yeah, and hopefully some sound come out. But that's the funny thing, if you don't plug anything, nothing comes out. So it's quite a mysterious. It's quite
Mm.
mysterious, and at the same time, it's very exciting because you can't save anything. Nothing on this can be saved.
Okay, really?
Yeah,
Mhm.
So you cannot play live then? Can you play live?
I can, but I don't want to.
You
No,
couldn't do all the
well, no,
sounds at once. No.
yeah, well, you could play live, but then it would, you would need something like 5 minutes between songs to patch everything and you know, to redo it. But once you switch off the power, sometimes the modules go back to their original, to the latest state they were in, but
Mhm.
sometimes they don't. So it's a random world, It's
Uh-huh.
really nice because it's accidents and accidents are very important.
So how did you started that? How did you build one and what was the that I'm just amazed by it really. I mean most people have no clue how to even make
Well,
one.
it is. I mean, you buy it in the shop,
You do?
Oh yeah, you buy it in the shop, and then you just add and take away models and add
Oh,
some, and you just do what you want with it. It's just like a synthesizer, but it's down to its simplest expression.
oh yeah, where do you buy that? I never Emily, do you have one too?
Yeah, I do. I have one called the Kobold, but it's just
Oh,
really small. I don't have a big Euro rack. I just have that one piece. So that would be like one part of what he's got in his.
wow. So
Yeah,
is that
And
so
I'm
is
looking down on her with her. Oh,
is that the one? Is that the one that's in the album cover of the of Forbidden Planet?
well, that's one of the models. Yeah, you can see it on the right-hand side of the cover, the cover. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
it is wild to try because it is really like you shut it off and turn it on again and it will be a totally different sound. So you
Oh
just
my
like
God.
adjust the
So
knobs until
so,
you find something you like. Yeah.
so this new album is called Forbidden Planet. It was released already, and there's about what is it like nine? Is it nine tracks or 11?
One, two, three. It's at 12. Let me see. One, two, three, four,
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8,
And then
9,
I love the remixes by
13. 13. I had to count them. Sorry. Yeah.
So tell me about that. How did you did put that together and then after that you and then Emily worked with the how did you guys collaborate on that on this album because of the sound just
Oh, it was a little bit more challenging for me, I think, because what he was sending me as like his skeletons were a little bit more random in tempo because it's harder to like control the like how it comes out of the modular sense really. So I would sing and write a song around that, and it was more in segments, I think, this time, rather than like having a full track to really kind of script
uh,
over. And so he would rearrange after he got my vocals back, but then it still was like pretty much completely changed, like everything completely changed. So it was harder um, to predict like the outcome of like I
oh
had to do a lot of guesswork in my writing and he had to do a lot more yeah, arranging, I think, than usual.
so would you guys say this is the most challenging album in that regard?
For me, yeah. I don't know about him.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, you can't really, I mean, you can put a click. I mean, I don't want to get technical, but you can put a click and go back to it. But if you go back to it 2, 3 weeks later, or even the day after, it's not the same setup on the modulation. So the sound is different
Mm.
and things don't function the same way. So in fact, most of the tracks on the album are live recording of me playing with the modulation, and it's coming
Oh,
out on stereo. And this is what that was the bet work for the for Emileigh to put vocals and lyrics and everything. So it was, I mean, it's very random. It's filled with errors and mistakes and sounds that don't go the way we were expecting, and I couldn't really go back and rework them. So it's more the fruits of a hazard.
Mhm.
Yes.
But
The
this is
moment.
what's
Which is
exciting.
great. It's fun. It's super
The
fun.
thing is, yeah, the thing is, for every album, we try to give ourselves a challenge, a new challenge, and something different. And we must not get bored. So we must have a
Yeah,
task
totally.
and a quest. Yeah. So for this one, we wanted, after the two quite controlled Black and Bleu CDs, we wanted to have something completely wild.
Yeah, it is very, that's
Mhm.
very wild. That's very Aquarian.
Yeah. Hence the animal on the cover.
Yes.
It's really
So
out of nowhere, right? It's like out of
yeah,
nowhere, like it's so outer space. It's so Aquarian. Totally is.
yes, yeah. So this is what we came up with, and we didn't fuck around that long. We when we were mixing it, it's what you see is what you get.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then if I had to put a planet on it, it'd be very Uranus.
I don't know.
Yes.
What would Uranus be as a planet?
An unpredictable planet.
Oh,
When it comes to astrology, it's like a sign that you just don't know what's going to happen. It just comes
mm.
unexpected and unpredictable. And then,
Nice.
yeah, so this is exactly it. And it's ironic you have forbidden planet.
Yeah. Well, that works then.
Wow, you guys, I wonder, it must be interesting how when you guys put this all together, what was going on in the planets during that time? Because obviously this is an influence, right? It influenced
Yeah.
you guys to put this together.
Hmm.
Whose idea was to put this like, so is this, let me see, is this different from the rest of the other albums? Is this like completely different in that regard with putting this
it's,
Hmm.
on? Yeah.
it's a completely different recording technique. It's completely
Hmm.
different.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
nothing to
was,
do with it. Yeah.
yeah, everything was inspired by the new instrumentation for sure.
oh, wow, that's amazing. I like
Mhm.
And
that.
we knew it would be complicated, but we didn't know it would be that complicated.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's why it's nice, because it's very raw and very natural. You know,
Yeah, very natural.
and compared to many albums which are overworked to the limit, like it's a 12th mix of a song or something like this. Over here, most of the song is just the first mix, and that's what you have.
Mhm.
So the remixes that you have here, I love the remix of Stefan.
EP, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what a great song. Yeah, I
On
love how you
Still
put that
Alive, yeah.
together. So how is that different? I know it's different because it's remixed and all that. So he took the song and remixed it to have a different sound too.
I think
Hmm.
so.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I didn't see the remix kit, but yeah, I don't think they had any of the instrumentals. It was more just taking the voice
I was just like
and
taking
working with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
the what do you call that?
The stems, yeah.
Stems, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the voice
Hmm.
stems, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
the DJ,
Stefan is excellent. So,
yeah, the DJ consoles now have that in the stem cell, the stems. I know that, not the stem cell, the stems. Yeah, so yeah, I'm interviewing Emily, so I'm thinking of stem cells.
Yes. I was like, hey, I'm at work now.
I'm getting all confused now. It's very extraneous right now going on here. Wow, that's amazing. So, would you guys do this again using the same technique?
Well, I think everything we do is slightly different,
Yeah.
but yeah, why not? Maybe slightly different.
Well, that's what you get with Jean-Marc, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is a very
I
unique.
guess so.
So, what about the theme? How did that come about? How did you guys say, okay, let's do something forbidden, like a forbidden planet? How did that theme come about?
Well, I think it really came about because of like like the chaotic feel of the instrumentation. It just all felt very wild. So
Mm.
yeah, it inspired like the lyrics and everything too. Just it was unsettling, but enjoyably unsettling.
So how long did it take to put this all together?
Not very long, actually.
Yeah, probably six
Yeah,
months
yeah,
max,
yeah.
I
Oh.
think. Yeah.
And then
I
what
would say
about the
about four
lyrics?
months. Yeah, 4 months. Something like
Yeah.
that.
We always write it like one song at a time. So it really is yeah, don't, it's not like all the instrumentation is finished beforehand. It's yeah. It's like a living creature when we create an album, I think.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, you guys have been doing this now for a while, like since 2001. Is that right? 2001? Because I remember the interview we did. This is back at Venus. Is that the first time you guys came on Venus Chariot?
Well, yeah, Venus Chariot was 2020. We were working on that.
Okay.
So, yeah, 2001 was when Chiasm started releasing. And
Yeah,
Jean-Marc's, of course,
yeah.
been releasing way
2001 is
before.
when, yeah, it is when I started to spare money for the modulation.
Yeah.
I would love to see that, the actual machine.
Well,
It,
I do post a lot of picture of it, but actually, it's not that huge. It's a question of lens.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm just amazed because I can't even imagine, that putting this all together and just record, and then you record it, and then you never get that sound again, which is good, which is in a way interesting, right? So yeah,
Hmm.
But it is a great way to not get bored because you have to do new sounds and new sequences and new everything all the time. So it's not like you're reinventing your music knowledge every time, but every time you try, okay, what about if I was to put this here and that there? What happens? And sometimes it sounds really bad, and sometimes it sounds great, and you use it.
and then so you have to record, you have to be in record mode all the time then, because you'll never
Uh,
get it again.
Well, the thing is, you have to be ready to record every time, but you can't be in record
Oh
all
yeah, I
the
know.
time because it takes ages. It takes ages.
Oh wow. So this album, it's called Forbidden Planet, and I guess that lizard, having that lizard there at that moment too is never gonna happen again.
Well,
Yeah.
And then I noticed you guys have a vinyl too, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Do.
well,
It's transparent. It's so cool.
the album comes out in digital or in vinyl and not in CD, which actually has seen some people complaining a little bit because vinyl is supposedly very trendy and everything, but not everybody has a turntable. But when you get the vinyl, you get the digital tracks anyway, so people can have that too. And the artwork is beautiful.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I really
So
like it. So how did you collaborate with the remixers? Because I know there's also somebody from Mexico.
yeah, there's Sam and Almond from Mexico, whom I met during the summer through a Belgian friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a performance artist from Mexico. There are the guys from Abo Forsen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's also Noemi Aurora from Elalin Flowers from Italy.
Yes, yeah.
And then there's an unreleased track, and it's 6 tracks EP, which is quite nice.
Yeah, the unreleased track. That's I'm gonna have you pronounce that.
Boing schleppa schleppa boing.
Exactly.
It's my favorite song.
Okay. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a song that's like phonetically to sing. So yeah, it's really fun. I enjoyed that one a lot. I
It
had to
doesn't
get out there.
doesn't have to mean something all the time, you know. Sometimes you just do music because of the the the, the nice feel about it.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Because some tracks are more cerebral, and the Boeing Schlepper Schlepper isn't.
Boing, slipper, slipper.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
with the French accent.
And then what about with Stefan? How did you collaborate? Do you know him personally?
I never met
Oh,
him,
okay.
but I did a record in 2019 called 13 Ghost Stories with the label, the German label Dependent. And he was one of the act who agreed, one of the singer who agreed to sing on one track. I mean, it's how I met Emily actually at that time.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So, and we stayed in contact with Stefan, and he gladly does remixes every time we ask him, and actually never asked me to do a remix for him. So now I'm kind of pissed.
Aw,
Well,
aw.
hopefully he'll be listening. No, I love that remix. I played in the club.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah, because Emily, your voice is amazing when when especially in that mix. I mean, it's always amazing, but I love that one.
Thank
mm.
you.
Thank you
Oh,
for playing it.
you're welcome. So Emily, I know you with Chiasm. Gonna tell us what's been happening with your other project, Chiasm.
Right. So yeah, I mean the last album I did was Zone and that came out last March, I think, on Cop. And then since that after that, I was just working on Forbidden Planet, and then I've kind of been just taking a mental break for a little bit. I think I've had a very busy like past 5 years. I think it's just been like constant recording and writing. So, um, but it'll come back. You know, I
I
just
know, Emily
need
really
to
does.
breathe for a minute.
I mean, I feel I've been doing constantly. I just never seem to stop. I was good. I always have an interview on the weekends, and sometimes
Yeah,
take a weekend
yeah.
off, but yeah, and sometimes I do, and then back on, you got to do it again. So
Hmm.
yeah, I know what that's like. If you're doing other things, and then it just takes a yeah. Sometimes you need to go on vacation. You need to go on vacation
Right,
and go
exactly.
visit Jean-Marc.
That would be nice.
Well, and then John, I know that you have a motorcycle. I know you like motorcycles, right? I keep seeing all these pictures.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do enjoy riding motorbikes all year long, even if it's not when it's snowing, but yeah, I ride all year long, and that's really a good thing to get my mind off the problems of the world.
Yeah, so this remixes, which is that that's also available on Bandcamp, right? The remixes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Mhm.
And then the album, the whole entire album. And now I'll put the link on your Bandcamp page. Um and then what is up next for you guys? Yeah, you guys already planning the next strategy, the next album?
Well, as Emily said, it's time for a little break,
Okay.
and we'll come back after a message from our sponsors.
Well, I always appreciate you guys. You guys have always been every time Jean-Marc is gonna come, and I know, okay, it's gonna be very unique again.
Thank you. The
And you
problem
and
is,
you too, Emily. Yeah, you.
Thank you.
I mean, you guys collaborate well. I mean, there's a connection, right? There's a chemistry, a musical
well,
chemistry here.
Mhm.
it is very easy because we are both ready to experiment and not take ourselves too seriously.
Yeah.
So in fact, we are ready, I mean, to do things that are working against what we usually do, but yeah, it makes something interesting to listen to, or it makes something very emotional, or it makes something really striking or powerful or whatever. We don't take ourselves too seriously. We take the music seriously.
So
But
do you guys have a favorite song out of all of the ones that you? It, you have a particular favorite one?
Off of Forbidden Planet, I like Made It All Up a lot. It's like super raw sounding.
What
Actually,
about
really, I really like the last song, Chaos,
That's good too.
because I think it's a very smooth, and it mixes the anger, it mixes the uh, astonishment of the world, it mixes the yeah, the angst, the anxiety, but it also has a kind of a positive message because it's said so smoothly, and the
Mhm.
music behind it moves with it. So I think it's very um, yeah, very peaceful in a way, even though it's chaos.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know, they say that when the economy is going, it's crashing and inflation's rising, people are not going to buy money. I mean, they're not going to spend money. But that's not true because art flourishes during bad times like this. Art, yeah, it's been like that. I mean, I remember in 2008 when we had that crash. I remember there was the art scene in Hawaii was flourishing at that time. I don't know what it was.
Wow.
Now that I look back, and I
Hmm.
noticed more, there's a lot more the artists displaying their work and
Yeah,
music too.
there's a
Like,
lot to get out.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
But
I mean,
we didn't experiment 2008 as bad as you did in the States. It was a crisis
Mhm.
that started from the States with the subprimes and all,
mm,
and but it was somehow a little bit expected. I
yeah,
mean, all the people, all the greed came together and made it happen. But in Europe, although there was a little bit of a recession, it wasn't as bad as you guys.
Mm.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, but it is true, in the hard times, artists needs to be even more into the artist mind and uh, being, trying to express whatever they have to express. They don't even have to express it about the state of the world because it comes through
mm,
anyhow, you know.
yeah.
Mhm.
Just like just like back in the 20s, the movie German Expressionism was
Yeah.
came out during that was a crazy time too. So I think art just people just want to express themselves through art. It's better than I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna take my art and leave it and you could just stay away from everything else because it's just causing more trouble. And then when you do that, I think you would just you create a masterpiece,
Sure. Yeah.
Mm.
because it's, when you have all that built in, you have to express it in a different way, right? That's creative rather than something that's negative, something
Mhm.
positive rather than negative.
Mhm.
Yeah, but sometimes positive things can come out of negative thoughts also.
Right. Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's really complicated to be able to really filter things. This is why, you need to be able to take a step back and look at the work that has been done and judge it from outside more than I can't hear my bass.
Right. Yeah.
This is why I always hated when I was in bands. You
Uh-huh.
always, I have five people in the control room and everybody is saying, "Where is my instrument?"
Hmm.
Hmm.
When
Hmm.
in fact they should be in service of the track, not
Yeah.
not the other way around.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, another great album and
Thank you.
remixes from you guys, and keep doing what you're doing and keep the spontaneous collaboration. And then who? What about the lyrics? Did you guys write collaborate on that together?
No, I did those on my
Oh, the
own.
lyrics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
See, I like how you guys can just work together. You just can do it. It's just great, and for so long already. So that's a long time. I mean, I know it just seems
Well,
like
it's what 4 year or 5 years for albums, or let's
Hmm.
say five because of a double. Doesn't seem crazy for us because we don't put how can I say grills on what we do.
yeah, yeah.
What comes out can be great directly, and it'll be great, and we're not going to remix it for 20 years. Uh,
Hmm.
Lots of artists or lots of bands are so afraid of having the stuff coming out that sometimes they take maybe too long. I don't know.
And then the album cover is your wife, right, John?
Yeah,
Who's
that's Erica who
oh
did the cover. Actually, it was a complicated cover to do because it's quite a few shots of the modulation, but very close put together. Because when you look at the cover, you can read all the writing of the on the machines, on the models, which if you take a picture of a synth or anything, you can't see it on the picture after that. On that one, you can really see all the levels and everything. It's very close, high resolution pictures put
mm,
together with Iggy, the iguana.
Iggy?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to the next one again. Wait after you guys take a break.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And of course, Forbidden Plan is available on the best would be Bandcamp.
Yeah, Batcam, absolutely. Yeah.
And I know you have a you guys have you both have a website, right? But we did Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. And what about you, Emily? I know outside of music, you do the incredible science, biology.
Yeah, keeping me busy, and we're still employed so far. So we'll see how it
Oh
goes.
God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I need to take a break.
Okay.
When you think about those things. But anyway, thank you
Mhm.
both. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Amy.
thank you.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you very
I
much.
appreciate you guys. Yeah, keep it going and good luck to Iggy. All right.
All right.
Bye bye.
Bye. Have a good
Thank
day.
you. Thank you. I
Bye.
appreciate it. I'll tag you guys.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.